looking to go back to back. Can we get a double scoop of the goop?
Forget about Alfred. I want to hear about Larry, Chris.
Cyclone Larry, he's bound from an angle this Saturday night. Can he do it? Can he go back to back? Again, the barrier draw hasn't been kind, so probably marginally better than last year. He was 1 from the outside last year, 2 from the outside this year. But he's got Swayze in 1, Don Hugo likely to start from 2. Surprisingly though, after the barrier draw, Don Hugo opened the favourite with Tab. That market has corrected itself now. Leap to Fame is the favourite. When you consider the time that he recorded at Newcastle, obliterated the track record, it was just marginally slower than both Swayze and Don Hugo on a much smaller track. Everything's pointing towards Leap to Fame, plus he's had the week off as well. So let's go Cyclone Larry, Leap to Fame to go back-to-back in the Miracle Mile this Saturday night.
And he'll be one of quite a few Queenslanders that'll be there on Saturday.
Yeah, absolutely. We've got good representation in the Derby as well. Fader Waite's Part the Greatness. They're both going to start for Team Dixon. And there's a number of other horses spread across that card. Sure Thing Captain, as we know, he's an emergency for the Miracle Mile. He'll start from 1 in that light horse free-for-all, the old Bohemia Crystal free-for-all. Speak the Truth goes around, the Janitor's going around. And the other one that's of interest on Saturday night down there in Sydney is Pure Grunt. He won the first 2-year-old race of the season here. He's now going around in that feature 2-year-old event. It'll be interesting to see how he lines up against some of the others down there, but they're coming from far and wide for that 2-year-old race.
Charge ahead, he's part of the Dixon stable. Valiant in second.
Oh, huge running second behind Bay of Biscay last week in the Chariots of Fight. There's no immediate plan with Charge ahead. He's been enormous during the Sydney campaign, aiming towards the Chariots. He ran second last week. So obviously, they've got plenty of options moving forward. The Rising Sun would be an obvious target for him, even a race like the Hayden, and then the Eureka later in the year. So plenty of good options moving forward, but he was great last week. Charge ahead just continues to improve every time he steps out.
Yeah, for sure. You mentioned Pure Grunt. We saw a 2-year-old race at Albion Park Tuesday. I'm Hugo, Cash Fund, a Gemma Hewitt Quinella.
Yeah, and they're both bound for Bathurst. They're eligible for the Gold Crown coming up down there. So expect Gemma to head back home, target that big series with them. And they were both really good. I Am Hugo, that was his second start today. He was able to win. He's got very good gate speed. I think that's going to hold him in good stead for that Gold Crown. And Cash Fund was really good. He was really making rapid ground on I Am Hugo. So they're both paid up for Bathurst, so expect them to head south later this month.
Speaking of a trainer from down south, Charlie Martin, my dad said, and my name's Evan, an update there?
Yeah, they've both gone to Tasmania, so they're getting ready for the Tasmanian Cup down there, or the Tasmanian Pacing Championship. It comes up on March 22. It's a big money race worth $150,000, standing start conditions, and they both trialled on Monday night down there. So if you're looking for them, look in Tasmania, you'll find them down there. So Charlie decided to send them both down there. I think my dad said one is trial, my name's Evan was second in another trial, but that's what they're aiming for, the big money down there. Ultimately, they'll probably find their way back to Queensland, but they're both in the Apple Isle.
Update there. Head him up, we saw him, he was a talented 3-year-old trotter, now 4.
He's back in Queensland and he's back with Taylor Gillespie, so they've decided to send him back to Queensland. He had a stint down there with John Justice in Victoria, didn't sort of go on with it, so it'll be very interesting to see how he goes in the coming months. I'm sure they're going to take plenty of time with him, head him up, but we know he's got the ability, there's no question about that. Can they get the best out of him? Fingers crossed they can, but he is back in the Sunshine State.
You got an update on Mighty Jolt?
Yeah, he's a nice horse from the Riverina, previously prepared by David Hewitt. He comes to Queensland now, so expect him to go straight to the Saturday night sort of grade and measure up there. I think he'll be a good money spinner here in Queensland, Mighty Jolt.
Speaking of Saturday night grade, one driver we won't be seeing on the Saturday night circuit, Narissa Elkins.
Yeah, after last Saturday night, she's going to hang up the driving pens for a number of months, probably more than likely 12 months. So, as we know, she got married late last year, her and Matt, and she's now getting ready for the birth of their first baby. So we wish them all the very best, but for the fans of Narissa Elkins, you won't see her, and the reason why, she is pregnant.
There we go. Adam Sanderson, will he have a choice of drives, or is he locked into one of the Shannon Price runners Saturday?
Smart Money says Sure Thing Captain will be his choice, and the fact that he's drawn barrier 1, I think it makes it fairly clear cut. That's who he's going to drive on Saturday night. He was in the winner's circle last week at the Gallops at Goulburn of all places. Lombardi Lass able to score, started favourite, so well found by a lot of good punters down there. But interesting naming, because those that know Adam Sanderson, he's a fanatic with the NFL, and this filly is called Lombardi Lass. So you can tell he's had a real say in the naming of this filly, but she was able to score first up, so congratulations to Adam and all of his other partners with that first up win.
Yeah, well, crossing codes. Trial sessions at Albion Park. We've had a few in recent days, and it's been some nice performers hit out.
Yeah, too right. Hot and Treacherous comes to mind. Where's he at? Well, we're about to find out. I think it's coming down to crunch time now with Hot and Treacherous. Ragazzo Dilly looked really good at the trials the other day. Utterly Sweet, he's back at 3-year-old for Chantel Turpin, looked pretty sharp there. And there's been a number of other nice ones. So the racing in the next month or two is going to be super strong, whether it's the Saturday night level or the midweeks.
Well, looking forward to all that. Any last minute updates we can throw in?
No, we'll keep working hard. We'll find out some more news, but let's just get Larry across the line to win that second Miracle Mile. Let's go back to back with Larry.
Goop looking to go back to back. Can we get a double scoop of the Goop?